Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I am here to discuss the fifth bracketology update of the NCAA men's basketball 2020-2021 season. Another intense week of college basketball is in the books. Wow, it's been something this year, I will tell you that. Just unreal. Let's look at the bracket really quickly. If you haven't got the chance to see the rankings update for week 6 and some notes on each of those teams with the other teams that were considered, please go check that out. Is to help shorten this video. I'm trying to make this video a little bit quicker. New teams on the list: NC State, UC Irvine, Northwestern, Boise State, and that says some movement around. Houston back to a 2 seed in Region 3. The 1 seeds haven't changed. Michigan State tumbled to an 8 seed. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. Tennessee a 2 seed. I'm not really up on that one too much. Let's get through the bracket. Up in Region 1, the top left, Gonzaga versus Mount St. Mary's Norfolk State. Gonzaga, best team in the country right now. You can argue Baylor is too. Florida, Indiana, the 8-9 matchup, always tricky. We're going to go IU in the slight upset. Oregon, Winthrop, tough one here. I don't like Oregon too much, as I talked about before. I'm going to go with the 12-5 upset. I just have not been impressed with Oregon this year. I know Omari is a good scorer. It's just, I don't know. Oregon's been kind of shaky. Texas Tech, Furman, Texas Tech, another team that's been kind of shaky this year. They do have a great defense, but I don't know. Their three-point shooting is terrible. Clemson versus the playing game of UConn, SMU. I'm going to go with UConn to beat SMU and upset Clemson. I know I've been talking about Clemson in a more higher regard lately, but one of their problems from what I've seen in their schedule, they don't score a whole bunch. I know UConn can score. That's a tough one there. You can go either way. Illinois versus South Dakota State. Illinois, it's like this team just... They shot the 3 well against Rutgers, but it's like they got outplayed and they fouled a lot in that game. It's like, I don't know what to say anymore at this point about Illinois. Tough, I don't know. It's hard, you know. I know there's some people saying this team will still get through it. Only time's going to tell at this point. Xavier, NC State, this is a toss-up, absolute toss-up. Xavier's been playing good. They've been hanging tough. NC State just beat North Carolina. Coin flip, I'm going to go NC State. Texas versus Abilene Christian, we're going to go Texas. Texas has played good this year, if I can even pick Texas with this Excel sheet. There we go. Gonzaga, IU. IU will be riled up to be in the state of Indiana, of course, with the tournament being here in the state. I still think Gonzaga gets it done. I think Gonzaga's just too fast. They play really well. It's hard to guard them. Winthrop, Texas Tech. Texas Tech can lose this game too, but I have to trust in the fact of their defense. Defense does win games, but if your shooting is terrible at times, you're not going to get anywhere, really. Illinois, UConn. I want to take the upset here, but I'm going to go with Illinois. Illinois is still tough, I think. It's just they need to... They're still trying to put it all together, it seems like. I don't know. Texas and NC State, we're going to go Texas there. Oh, that's a very interesting game. Gonzaga, Texas Tech, be a rematch of the Elite Eight from 2019. We're going to go Gonzaga there. I think Gonzaga's just too strong. They are so good this year. I love this offense. They can play defense when needed as well. They stole the ball a lot. Virginia had a lot of turnovers against Gonzaga there on Saturday. Texas and Illinois. I have to go with Texas. I've been liking this Texas team this year. They've been more consistent than Illinois. We'll just say that. Gonzaga, Texas. This is a heck of a game. If we even get this in the Elite Eight, could you imagine the matchups we're going to get in this game? I'm going to still take Gonzaga, though. They're just... How do you stop this team? I don't know how you stop this team. Of course, as we know, March Madness, so teams, they'll do good. And then they'll lose early. Yeah, we know. But, I mean, Gonzaga, though, it's going to be hard for them to lose early on. Kansas, Southern Utah. We're in Region 4, bottom left. Who's going to face Gonzaga in the Final Four? We're going to go Kansas there. Michigan State, Virginia Tech. We're going to go Virginia Tech, the 8-9 matchup. 5-12, Ohio State, Davidson. Davidson's sneaky. They can be Ohio State, but I think Ohio State's just going to be too much for Davidson. They're starting to get healthy. They did beat Rutgers, so they're starting to get up there. They did lose to Northwestern, though. Missouri, Toledo. I like Missouri right now. North Carolina, Northwestern. Northwestern really pulling the strings right now in the Big Ten. I'm going to go with the 11-6 upset here. I'm going to go with another 11-6 upset. I just don't think North Carolina is all there right now. They didn't. They just couldn't really close it out against NC State. North Carolina's they've been kind of shaky a little bit this year. Northwestern's been tough. Creighton, New Mexico State. We're going to go Creighton. Colorado versus Syracuse. This is a coin flip as well. Colorado I don't really like too much, but Syracuse has been I'm not sure who to take in this game. I really don't. Colorado just lost to Arizona yesterday. I didn't like that too much. We're going to go Syracuse on that one. Wisconsin, UC Irvine. We're going to go Wisconsin. Wisconsin, I almost forgot to mention this. I forgot to mention this in the description of the video and whatnot, add on at the end of yesterday's video. Wisconsin was upset by Maryland last night, and Minnesota just beat down Michigan State. Yeah, Big Ten seeding up this year. Kansas, Virginia Tech. I could see the upset, but for Kansas, though, they play such tough defense. They're gritty. Ohio State, Missouri. We're going to go Missouri. Northwestern and Creighton. I could see the upset here. Creighton. It seems like Creighton hangs in there barely in some of these games, like Xavier and UConn. They're just kind of barely hanging in there with just by getting the points necessary. I don't like their defense too much. Northwestern's been playing tough already. I like Northwestern in the upset. I have to do it. You got to go with some upsets in the tournament. Syracuse and Wisconsin. We're going to go Wisconsin. I don't know what happened there against Maryland. I think Wisconsin. This is what I was talking about with Wisconsin. I don't think they're completely all there yet either. I mean, they did beat Michigan State. Got to give them credit there. They knocked off another good. They just destroyed Louisville. But I don't know. I'm still not quite up on the Wisconsin train right now. But you got to give them credit. They just lost to Maryland, though. I don't know. Big Ten's deep, like I said. Kansas, Missouri, very good game. I can see Missouri winning this game, but then again, Kansas is really starting to pick it up. When Kansas is on a roll, it's really hard to stop them from what I've seen in the past. Wisconsin, Northwestern, this would be a heck of a Big Ten game. I don't know how many times they're facing each other this year. I know at least once, possibly, but I have to go with Wisconsin. I think the tournament experience is there. When Wisconsin's a higher seed, they do well from what I've seen in the tournament. Northwestern doesn't have a whole lot of tournament experience. They almost knocked off Gonzaga, actually, in 2017 as an 8 seed versus the 1 seed Gonzaga. They had their first tournament win ever in school history. Kansas, Wisconsin, tough game. I'm going to go Kansas, though. I trust them better in the department of not only scoring but defense. I mean, Wisconsin can score too. I think it's Kansas's defense in this case. So that would be a rematch of the Fort Myers tip-off from November 25th with Gonzaga, Kansas. Baylor versus the playing game we know is going to win there. Arkansas, Purdue. They're wanting me to pick Arkansas, I guess. I don't know why. I don't really like this pick because Arkansas, to me, they haven't beat anyone good yet. They've not beat anyone good yet. And everyone's like, oh, Arkansas this, Arkansas that. Please stop. Please stop. They haven't beat anyone good yet. It's getting annoying. San Diego State, Loyola, Chicago. We're going to go San Diego State. They can play defense. I know they lost to BYU. That loss is bothering me a little bit, but I'm going to take San Diego State. Rutgers, Wright State. Rutgers is playing good. I know they lost to Ohio State, but this is still a very, very dangerous team. Virginia, Boise State. I want to pick Boise State. They knocked off BYU. They almost beat Houston earlier in the year. I know Virginia will find their way at some point this season. They're going to have to figure it out. Trust me, because if they don't figure it out, they're in a lot of trouble. The ACC is wide open this year. It really is. Unfreaking real. So is the Big Ten. Every conference. Big 12, I'm a little bit more confident in that conference. I think it's going to come down to Baylor and Kansas again like last year. Virginia, I will take Virginia, though. Taking 3 11 seeds is a bit risky. I don't know the history behind 11-6 upsets too much. I know 12-5 the most because, of course, that's where most of your upsets happen in the first round in that matchup. Iowa, Belmont. Iowa has to defend better. I'm just going to you just have to straight up call it like it is. They have to defend the ball better or defend the plays better. Minnesota, Stanford. Minnesota just beat the crap out of Michigan State. Minnesota looks really, really good. Marcus Carr and Brandon Johnson are really good on that team. And Robbins, the center. Tennessee and Hofstra. Tennessee, I'm going to start talking about some teams that can lose in the first round that have a much higher chance of losing in the first round. I'm talking like the big teams. Like Tennessee. Tennessee, I don't know about them being a 2 seed very much. I don't know. Baylor, Arkansas, we're going to go Baylor. I don't think that's even close. San Diego State and Rutgers. I think Rutgers can get it done, but San Diego State's defense is going to be a problem. But I think Rutgers is already going to have such a tough, gritty schedule. I think they're going to be prepared once this time comes. Virginia, Iowa. Listen, this is a weird game because you have a team that can't defend in Iowa. Virginia can't even defend either. I'm going to take Iowa, though. Minnesota, Tennessee. I'm going with the upset here. Minnesota has been playing so good lately. They just beat the crap out of Michigan State. They just beat Iowa. I know people are going to be like, ooh, Iowa's not that good. Iowa's still a dangerous team. But here's the thing, though. Minnesota, I mean, they're winning these games. A win is a win. Minnesota just pummeled Michigan State. Michigan State didn't shoot well at all. They couldn't shoot to save their life. Minnesota was playing some decent defense, too. Baylor, Rutgers, I'm going to go with Baylor. I just don't think Rutgers has enough there. If we get this matchup in the tournament, this is going to be a fight. I'm telling you. I know they're going to face each other again. I don't know if they face each other again later in the season. But if these two teams face each other in the tournament, I am going to bet my hard-earned money this is a fight. This is a flat-out fight for the finish. Tough game here. I don't know who to pick because Minnesota can beat anyone on their best day. Iowa is in trouble a little bit right now. They just can't defend the ball. And then you got Luka Garza, who does score a lot of points, but then the rest of his supporting cast at times struggles to score. It seems like some players just don't get much involved. I don't know. Iowa just doesn't seem to have everything together at the moment. It's a very, very tough game. My gut's telling me to pick Minnesota in the upset. And why not let it fly? I'm going to take Minnesota to the Elite Eight. Some people are going to be like, oh, that's such bias. Whatever. It's not bias. It's called Minnesota passed the eye test for me. And Minnesota is 3-0 in the Big Ten right now, I think. But I have to take Baylor to the Final Four. I don't like the 3-1 seed thing. I don't. It's really rare to get something like that to happen. That's my dog drinking some water back there. Villanova, St. Peter's. Villanova is a good team overall right now. That big dog. St. Louis, UCLA. I don't like UCLA very much right now. They have not looked great. St. Louis, though, trying their best. Florida State, Western Kentucky. I think this is where the 5-12 upset happens. I'm sorry, I want to pick Florida State, but it's like Western Kentucky, they know how to play. They know how to play. I mean, they got a physical center. He's great. He knows how to play the game. Florida State, free throw trouble, foul trouble at times as well. Michigan versus Georgia State. We're gonna go Michigan. Duke versus USC and Richmond. I think that's a tough one. Duke, I think, will squeeze out the win either way. Weird game there. West Virginia, Liberty. West Virginia could lose at any point in this tournament. They just proved it to me last week against that loss against Kansas. West Virginia got outplayed, simply put. Well, Liberty can beat West Virginia. I don't care what anyone says. West Virginia can lose at any point in this tournament. Any team can lose at any point. Like I said before, though, it just depends on where you're at. It all depends on the matchup. It also depends on if West Virginia likes to go on scoring droughts. I'm gonna pick West Virginia, though. Louisville versus LSU. I'm gonna go LSU. Louisville, without their leading scorer, they can't do a whole lot. It seems like. And besides, they hadn't played a game in 3 weeks anyway, so that's kind of rough around the edges there. I'm gonna go LSU. Houston, Colgate. We're gonna go Houston. Houston's such a great team. I know they had that scare against UCF. Villanova, St. Louis. We're going to go Villanova there. Although I'm a little weary of Villanova. They're a great team. Don't get me wrong, but it's like we'll see. Michigan, Western Kentucky. We're going to go Michigan. Duke and West Virginia. I really hate this game. Hate this matchup right here. which Duke team are you going to get, and which West Virginia team are you going to get in the tournament? I'm going to go West Virginia, though. I just think they're just better enough to get past Duke. Houston, LSU. We're going to go, oh my goodness, we're going to go Houston. Villanova, Michigan, very tough game. Michigan has played well this year. It's tough, though. I'm going to have to go with Villanova, honestly. I don't like this. West Virginia, Houston. We're going to go Houston. And I think Houston can beat Villanova with that defense that they have. Houston can play physical. I've seen them play a little bit this year. They can get it done. All right, Final Four matchups. So we're back to good old 3-1 seeds and 1-2 seed like it was that one video from a couple weeks ago. Next video, I'm going to really try and not do this again. I hate doing stuff like this. It's just, it doesn't really happen. You have to pick some upsets in the tournament. It's just how it goes. All right, Gonzaga, Kansas. If we get this game, it's going to be a physical game. Kansas can lock down Gonzaga. There is no question there. It's just, it was the beginning of the year. Things iron out. I still have to go with Gonzaga, though. Gonzaga has played so well this year. Kansas can have a tough time keeping up offensively, it seems like. But, I mean, no, not really. I mean, they do just enough. It's how they do it because they defend so well. Baylor, Houston, Baylor just good. I think overall that's a fight. Baylor and Houston's going to be a fight. I mean, physical, drag them out game probably in the 60s. I'm going to go Baylor. And then Gonzaga, Baylor in a tournament. I'm going to go Baylor to win the national championship. So next bracketology, I'm going to try and make things a little bit more interesting with the Final Four matchup. Actually really try to, not do the whole 1 seed thing and all that. Make it interesting, kind of show you some other possibilities that could happen. Really think about it hard for you guys to make it interesting so it can kind of help you out in your bracket predictions, especially once we get towards March. Thank you for following along. I can't wait to see you guys in the new year, though, but there is one more video coming before the end of this year. That will be on Thursday, and it's a recap of 2020 of my life and just talking about things in general. Stay tuned for it. You don't want to miss it. I'll catch you guys then.